Hello, welcome to this Unit 1 language focus video on phrases for agreeing and disagreeing. In this video, we'll talk about phrases you can use to express your opinion and to agree or disagree with someone else's opinion. This is important as we prepare for our discussion board. When discussing opinions, there are words and phrases that can sound more appropriate and polite. In most academic, professional, and even social situations, the goal is to have a discussion, not an argument. It's important to choose your words carefully so that everyone feels welcome to share their opinion and participate in the conversation. Let's start with expressing your opinion. Here are several phrases that signal to the listener that the speaker is about to give an opinion. First, in my opinion. My point of view on this is, in my experience, personally I think, or I strongly believe, or I really feel that. Here's an example of a strong opinion. I strongly believe that governments should not control the media. In my experience, when governments control the media, people cannot make informed choices. In my opinion, the press should be free to print without fear of being punished. Now, let's talk about phrases we can use to agree with someone else's opinion. First, what can you say if you completely agree with someone? Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. I see what you mean. You are right. That's a good point. I couldn't agree with you more. Exactly. That's just what I was thinking. These phrases are used to agree with someone's opinion and are usually followed by a paraphrase, the same opinion using different words. For example, I agree with you 100%. Newspapers cannot help people make decisions if they only print the government's views. I couldn't agree with you more. When governments control the news, people start to distrust the government. But what if you disagree with an opinion? Let's use these phrases. I'm sorry to disagree with you, but I'm afraid I must disagree. Yes, but don't you think... These phrases signal disagreement, but notice they're still appropriate and polite. In an academic setting like college or university, you generally don't hear people say things like, "You're wrong," or "That's just not true." In most public areas, schools or the press or the government, people will disagree, but they will disagree in respectful ways. Disagreeing doesn't always result in an argument. For example, I'm afraid I must disagree. The government's job is to keep its people safe. Don't you think that if the press is allowed to write extreme views, people could get upset and become violent? Or, I'm sorry to disagree with you, but the press shouldn't write articles that could create problems for the government. Finally, some situations are more formal than others. For example, if I were speaking with a member of government or the president of the university, I would use formal language to more softly disagree with someone else. Here are some phrases you can use in more formal situations to softly and politely disagree. I see your opinion, but I'm not so sure about that. I understand what you're saying, but... Here, you acknowledge what they're saying, but also separate your thoughts from their argument. For example, I understand what you're saying, but the government must work with the press. The press needs to report on events with the government. To summarize, These phrases will help you express your opinions, as well as agree or disagree with others in academic and professional discussions. Try to use these phrases in your next assessment. You'll be asked to express your opinion and respond to other students' opinions. These phrases will help you communicate clearly, appropriately, and politely.